Hello everyone and welcome back to the Grimm Chronicles. I am Kathy Grimm, the Grimm Reader. Sorry for posting on a Wednesday early. It's about 8 a.m. because of just not feeling up to it yesterday. So since last Tuesday, I've been very busy with stuff I can't really talk about, and that has involved reading a lot of things, as I think I mentioned last week. And I'll get into why that's what my thought there is as to concerning my current reading. But I also had on Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. my booster shot, and it threw me under a truck again, and extremely fatigued and also quite a lot of pain. And so when I get my side effects, I don't know why. Well, I have theories per usual. So in 2014, I was actually diagnosed officially because of having the issue in your blood with rheumatoid arthritis. But what's strange about my illness journey or trajectory is that, except for 14, which is a pretty bad year in terms of pain and all the symptoms, specifically symmetrical joint pain in the hands and everywhere else, knees, is that it kind of got better. Not completely, and it's still there. I think it's still there, but it's very, very mild. It's not as bad as a lot of people with rheumatoid. It gets really, really bad, and they have to get put on strong medications. And so my sort of back and forth with my rheumatologist was, well, why don't you want to be on this one? I said, because I hate the side effects. The side effects are worse than the fairly mild pain that I can live with. For all of them. The one that you have to inject, I tried all of them, or a lot of them. The more old-fashioned ones. The first one was a cancer drug that was just awful, methotrexate. Anyway, so I kind of ditched them all, and I'm fine, more or less. I do have other medications because I think what has happened, it morphed into more of a fibromyalgic issue with joint pain and sort of not exactly joint pain, but. And I noticed that in German, they even have this term for fibromyalgia. They call it sounds stupid in English, but there's this term soft skin rheumatism, pointing to the issue that the issue is inflammation of not so much of the tissues, the muscles, what is Sehne in English? The stuff connecting the bones to the muscles, specifically too. And so there's this whole, and fibromyalgia is very complicated and very hard to more diffuse, but so I'm kind of one of those people who just kind of react to things with this autoimmune type response of joint pain and inflammation too. I've dealt with most recently my heel, and also I have a lot of normal osteoarthritis too. So it's kind of like the whole shebang. Point being, to get to the point, so my booster side effects, it's like a flare of the rheumatism. My whole body is kind of boom boom pulsating with joint pain and just feeling really, really bad. So that was only a day though, and I kind of knew it was coming, so I was sort of more prepared for it than last time, and it did resolve fairly quickly. Although there's still sort of like today I'm fine. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, and then Monday was a very busy day. I had something important I had to do, and I managed it very well. It was good that I could do it from home. But still, even yesterday, also some other issues. But anyway, I'm better now. But so I think that it shows me that, first of all, I never ever want to get COVID if I can avoid it, because I have a feeling that would be bad. It would be bad. And even the flu, which I very rarely get, thank goodness. My theory is it's because, well, I don't even know, because we've been masked up a lot. So even interacting with students, I've been wearing a mask most of the time. So I'm actually really glad that the semester has gone well for me in terms of not getting anything bad. The students, it's a different story. They've been getting a lot of things, and they're just still dealing with COVID stuff, mentally and physically, I think. So where was I with this little chit-chat that we're having? It's all going to hone in on what I've been reading, don't worry. Oh, yes, so it's as if when this happens, I realize, yeah, I do have something. It's very, very mild. I don't think I think it's sort of in a sort of permanent remission, or it's just it's sort of a sleeping dragon type situation. And I am on some medications that help with my fairly severe back pain. And I think that it's a medication given to people that have been said to have fibromyalgia, and it's helped quite a bit. But see, the back pain was bad after the other stuff had resolved. So anyway, sorry to be so self me. Anyway, and the last sort of sad bit of news is that I did cancel my flight to Germany. I was all planning to go there and visit the Christmas markets and hang out with my sister and her friends for about 10 days before Christmas, from the 14th of December through the 24th. And because of COVID in Germany, which is not doing well, and the hospitals are all, it's just not a good time for me with my slight issues, and also even connected to the fibro, some fatigue issues, which have been pretty good. I mean, better with the fatigue, but it's been a tiring semester. And to hop on a plane when this is going on in Germany with the sort of, not exactly, it's a low level fear. I'm pretty sure with the booster and everything, I would have been fine, but it's just not a good time to be gallivanting around Europe. For me, for some people it's fine, and if you have to go, I understand that some people really, really want to go, but I'm not going. I'm staying home. And I don't even feel that bad about it. I think I sort of feel in my gut that it's the right decision for me. And I kind of hope that everything gets better there. I'm sure it will. But they're having a hard time right now. The numbers are not good. Our numbers are not that good either. I mean, it's still around. So just keep doing what we're doing. And I still kind of don't understand people who wear the masks under their noses. Although I remember reading somewhere, maybe on Twitter, that they know they should. It's a sort of small, annoying act of defiance. They know it, and they just kind of, it's like the middle finger, like showing your nose. Actually, yeah, there was a drawing of that. And so there is some kind of a slight politicization of the whole mask wearing thing still going on. Oh, well, let's talk about my reading. Why don't we? So I had the two books, and it's so coming back to all the other reading I've had to do for classes and for something I can't talk about. I actually think I have sort of reading fatigue, so book reading fatigue. I haven't been able to read as much in books because of all this other reading at the computer and just feeling tired. It's taken a toll, and it took a toll mainly with this one, which I was enjoying, but I was finding how even reading a couple of pages, I was kind of wanting to close my eyes. Even though I was liking it, and I have a feeling if I were just feeling better, I would be fine. I'd be able to breeze through. Why can't I breeze through a book like this? Most people can. So what I've decided to do is I had Bill buy it on Audible, and I'm going to listen to it. And I think that'll be nice. I was actually listening to it. One thing I really do is listen and read along. And it was actually kind of nice to just have the audio. Although there were two audibles on here, and I wanted to ask you guys, the one we got, there's actually kind of a soundtrack. There's music in the background, and I don't know how I feel about that. I think the other one may not have had music. It's very, very subtle, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's good. It makes it's like a movie soundtrack. You know how I often think how when you watch a show, if there were no music here, it wouldn't be. It adds so much to the atmosphere, or it really kind of guides you what you're supposed to be feeling in a certain scene. And I think it's the same here too. And I wanted to ask people, do you like having music in the background, or is it kind of just distracting and annoying? I'm not sure how I feel. I was a bit shocked to hear the music. But I still think that it's the right choice for me to listen to this one, because my eyes are just, and for some reason, I don't have the falling asleep issue with Trollope as much. He just kind of keeps me, I mean, I do, but it's as if with this one, I expect to not be able to read more than a couple of pages, and then I find myself getting engaged and reading further. So maybe it's just a sign that this is kind of what I'm used to reading. 19th century novels is just, I'm so used to them. And even, well, but see, I listened to Copperfield. I have a feeling Copperfield would have taken long to read too, because it's so big. But anyway, I think it's just where I am at this moment in my life, whatever. It's a very temporary thing, and it could all change. And so the one other thing that before I put Bluebird on the Audible, I started to listen, and I will put a picture here, I was looking for something good, and I knew I liked it because I had read this book a long time ago, actually in a German translation, which is weird. And I'm listening to John Steinbeck's Cannery Row. really interesting little book, really good book. He's a good writer. He's very kind of strong on, he just pulls you along in this wonderful narrative of this bunch of misfits that live on this strange street in Monterey, or near Monterey, I guess, called Cannery Row, where they actually work in the canneries. Although, from what I gather, all the people that we're kind of connected with are people who don't work in the canneries for whatever reasons, because they have other things. The person who owns the store, and then the bunch of misfits that live in this building that he has sort of forcibly rented out to them. They remind me of the Seven Dwarfs, that these people who kind of like hobos, sort of, but they're colorful and they're interesting, and they all live in this big place where they're there for different reasons. One of them's there because his wife is really mean to him, and sort of like reverse domestic issues there. And then the other one's, I don't know, they don't want to work, I don't think, that much. They're kind of, and they all seem to be somewhat addicted to the alcohol. There's this funny little, there's lots of little like vignettes. And one of them is the one guy who goes and works in the bar for a couple of days, and he has this like contraption where he puts all the empty liquor into this thing under the sink, and he brings it to their home, and they all love it. They call it a punch, and it's like all the mixtures of all the different alcohols, and he adds some bitters. It must be the worst things for them to. I can only imagine how awful it tastes. It's kind of like at our school, there's a drink that is popular. I shouldn't even talk about this, but it's called a trash can, and you could imagine it's a mixture of different liquors. Anyway, this is full of colorful little vignettes, and now the band of misfits is trying to catch frogs for someone called Doc, who owns a sort of, it's not even it's just kind of like a lab, bio lab, and he collects all kinds of animals and weird things, and he's sort of like the Renaissance man of the street. And what's interesting, so I do think Steinbeck is sort of in a kind of genealogy of books, this sort of somewhat realism, but bordering on surreal. And then also clearly kind of honing in on the have-nots of life, which is sort of, you read this after reading Edith Wharton, or, this is a clear trajectory of the down and outs, the anti-bourgeois, like deciding not to be bourgeois, and also just not being bourgeois for reasons of class, whatever. And I was thinking about other books that it's sort of reminding me of. Now, this is a stretch, given, but because it's sort of these vignettes of different people, and he has this tendency to go into someone's life and then sort of follow that person's life for a little bit and then come back to the main narrative. It does kind of, there are subtle moments where it reminds me of Broidigan's book, which was way more surreal and way more like a, hallucinogenic trip. What's it called? Trout Fishing in America, which is the name of the character. And even though it's a very different book, but and also another thing, it's sort of it seems to be related to the West. It's a story that takes place in the West, California, out west. It's definitely not an East Coast story. It's not even a Midwest story. This is a Western narratives of the Western part of America. And I mean, Cannery Row also has sort of echoes of it being like a Western, because it's like the frontier, even though it's not. It's like, it's not that really, but so, and there's other ones that I was thinking how it kind of fits with, well, the anti-bourgeois stuff too, and the sort of focusing on the down and outs, which I've already said. I'm repeating myself here at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a lovely read. It's a short read, and I'm way under my goal for the year for interesting reasons. I don't know. I just have to face the fact that I cannot always get that much done when I'm very, very busy. But other than that, things are going well. I'm looking forward to a bit of a break. I'm not that upset about Germany, just because I feel it is, in my heart of hearts, the right thing to do, and we can have a cozy, nice time here too. And secretly, I was thinking I'll probably get more reading done if I just stay here, if I just stay put and make it cozy around here. Am I missing something that I'm reading or going to read? I don't think so. Lots of things I could read after these three. But why don't I just focus on them and see how far I get in a week, I mean, we have one more week of school, and then we have break. And over break, I have to do a few work things too, besides just get ready for the spring semester. Yeah, and we'll have to see. I'm sort of planning on going to Germany in the summer. Hopefully things will be better with students. We'll see. Hope everyone is doing well, and I will sign off and talk to you next week. Bye-bye.